Hello gamers. Today is an interesting day. I have woken up and my friend, my boy, Dagumi Fujiwawa, has texted me. And he sent me a link um, to a new ebissous ae86. And I just got it. And if I have anything to say, the last one had a lot of quality, but numerous small issues that just made it hilarious because you make something extremely good and then forget something as basic as a shift animation. We're gonna check out this new one, okay? We're gonna check out this new one. I already have that font, I don't need it again. We're gonna check out this new one, and I'm gonna see if it still has any retarded issues. If there are old ones that still persist and haven't been fixed, or if there are new ones that are stupid. So I am currently opening up my car folder, and I am going to be dropping this file in there. Wait a second. Dropping it in. EB Toyota Sprinter Trainer 1600 GT. Okay. We've got, oh hey, look at that. The PNG is free to get because it's like directly inside of the skin folder. That's convenient. I don't even have to actually rip that part. Like, decrypt this shit to get that. Very nice, very nice. Silver Panda, you have the blue colored carpets. Has this been made higher res, by the way? What the fuck? 8K resolution? Did this really need to be 8K resolution? Are you serious? What's the point of that? 8K resolution. This looks the same. This looks the same. And the AC holder font still doesn't look like the real text. Shame. And this is the preview style. It's actually kind of nice. I like this preview. This is a pretty nice preview. Seat valid bitmap file. What the fuck? I don't care if it's the fucking bitmap file. White panda, Japanese plates, livery, blah blah blah. Red panda. I don't know why this one has the thing in there. I think it's just because some of this text is white on the red version. And this texture is still a piece of shit. This texture is still a piece of shit. You know why I'm calling this out in particular? Okay, so hear me out, right? Hear me out, right? I'm going to show you what mine looks like, okay? Give me just a second. That is if I can open it without having to use, like, Photoshop, because, I don't know, I might have to do that. Give me just a moment. So let me sort by size. It's a bigger file. It's called badges something. Out decals. Dang it. What did I call that file? Out badges? Yeah, here we go. Out badges. Check this out. This is what mine looks like. You see how much better this looks? And guess what? Look how hard it was to find this. Look how hard it was to find a better quality image of this. Right there. And, I mean, that's not that great of a picture, but you can look a bit, boom, there it is, boom. Just like that. This isn't as good as mine, but it's already better. Hold on. It literally takes me a couple of minutes to find this. There's a specific picture I'm looking for that has, like, all of the things on them. I'm not exactly sure where I found that. Period correct. Yeah, it might take a bit of time to find the exact picture I'm looking for. But it had like 4 different stickers all together on one image, and they were all very good quality. I don't know what I went through to find that, but I only looked at this for maybe 20-30 minutes and I found like that really good quality picture of this fuel sticker thing. So I don't know how you can remake all of the main badges and stuff in higher res, but then this you just completely overlook it in not even try to find a better one, because if you did, you would have found it. If you actually tried to find a better quality of this, you would have found it, because I just Googled it right now and looked for like 2 minutes and I already found something better than what's included in the GT7 textures. It's not that fucking hard. I mean, Jesus Christ, man. Anyway, I've already found issues that piss me off. So, update of March 2024. And it's probably still lagging behind what I have in terms of quality, at least. I mean, my model's not perfect. I need to, you know, find some materials and fix some normals and shit like that and optimize it. But in general quality, I have, you know, fucking... Alright, let's check this out. Engine still looks like a complete dumpster fire. And there's no excuse, because the Racing Master model exists now. There's no excuse to still be using this. In the past, I wouldn't have cared, because I don't think the Racing Master model even existed or was ripped yet, which, you know, I can let that go because he couldn't have done it, it didn't even exist. But if this is a March 24 mod release, it's been out for a long time. You could have implemented it. You could have done something better than this. You could have had the proper underneath the hood. You could have made the hood open, but you just didn't do it. You didn't want to do it. Alright, taking a look at the materials, they look the exact fucking same. Let's pop the lights real quick and take a look at them. Let's pop the lights. It still uses the crappy normal map. And I guess I understand why it does. I haven't remade a better version of it either, but if I tried, I think I could remake this texture in like 4K or something. I'm pretty sure I could do it if I tried, if I wanted to. We've got, let's see, the bumpers. It's the same fucking thing. And Torino white, this is the same fucking thing. The license plates look pretty well defined. I'll give this some credit. These look pretty nice. I respect that. You've got ridged normal maps for some reason. I don't know where the hell there's ridges on the license plate, but I mean, okay, I guess. You've got the RE01 tires, which is the same. I'm not surprised by that. Your hubs. Let's check out that suspension. It's just entirely black. Wow, this is definitely real suspension. They probably sell in real life somewhere. I'm sure it exists. Oh my. It's not even centered, and the AO is still there. I don't know why that made me bust out laughing. That's not even a big issue, but oh my god. Okay, this is the rusted hub. Yeah, the rusted, and then you've got your generic red 6 polygon rear shock absorber with generic black spring. I don't know if this is what stock ae86 suspension looks like, but if it does, I'm really surprised that there's zero labeling on it. I'd be really surprised if in real life you busted out a stock 86 and looked under that bitch and saw zero labeling. I'd be surprised. This is the same exact exhaust pipe, although I think that welding mark may be new. I'm not sure. I'd have to check the original one. That might be a new thing. Your tail lights. I don't know if I'm seeing this correctly or not, but it looks like the left and right things that are on the top part of the tail light are still fucking missing. Unbelievable. Just unbelievable. Detail in him. Japan Koido. What is this? Iki 7210. What are all these for? What are all these things for? Where are those even placed at? Detail in him. There's a bunch of text that I don't recognize belonging anywhere. That, okay, hang on. Are you saying that this is using, what the fuck? Okay, this is confusing. I guess when I keep looking around the car, I'll probably find out where that stuff is supposed to be at, but right now I'm not jumping the gun a bit. What I was gonna say about these taillights is that in the previous version... What the shit? That looks a little bit weird. I don't know if it's because I need to hide something. Oh yeah, there we go. I just have to hide that. And it looks like it's still not there. Okay, so in real life, and you must have had researched this, I would hope and assume that you did if you bothered remaking this shit. Remaking this glass normal map in 8K resolution. That in real life, there's extra text that Gran Turismo missed. I just have to find a decent quality picture and you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. Look. Look right here. Look right here, buddy. You see this RH right there? You see that? And I assume it's LH for the other side. It's not here. It's completely missing. Now, I admit, this is missing on my main hatchback too, but that's because it's old and hasn't been updated, and when I originally made that, I didn't know that was there either. But now that I do know that's there, I'm going to add that, especially because you already have that text. You can't make that excuse that you don't have the text. You have it! Just copy it and put it over here. It would take you 2 minutes to just copy that part of the normal map and put it over here. And you have LH as well, by the way, over here, bozo. It's not that fucking hard. Damn. Anyways. Now that I've, critiqued that, I'm gonna move ahead. So let's take another look. Alright, we're heading over to the mirrors. Let's check out what they've done for the mirrors, eh? Let's check out these mirrors. Toyota E6. Yeah, this is totally normal. Now, one thing I must say is that I don't know if this could be some kind of sub-generation bullshit or something. But you see how this is like an indentation, a flat indentation? Well, the actual one, I feel like a serious nerd right now. I've got to get to the picture that I've got of it real quick, first of all. So I got to scroll up a bit through my my notes. The actual one, here we go. The actual one, if you look at it, you can see that this is actually protruding outward based on the way it's lit, and like you can just kind of generally look and see that it's a bit of a extrusion, not an indentation. This is actually poking outward, and this is poking inward. Need I say more? Anyways, again, moving forward. I already kind of looked over here, so I don't know where those text is supposed to be. Taking a look at the other side, as you can see, it's the same thing, but it's got this whole thing going on. It is the same as in the past. It has not been touched. I can see that much. Oh my, you're you can't be serious. You cannot be serious. Oh my god. It's not even UV mapped very well. Look at the square. The square is not even on the right axis. Are you joking me? Oh my god. Are you joking? Oh. I have clowned on this in the past. I have clowned on this in the past over a year ago. And it's not been fixed? It's not been fixed? The Shaken still does not have the inner layer? Are you actually joking me? Oh, and it's even worse. Look, there's a crink. There's a crink in the UV. Oh, there's a crink in it. Look at that. Oh my god, there's a crink. What the fuck? Okay, I'm going to show you this. Right now, the problem with this. I believe that this is made correctly and has it. I think it does. It should. No, it probably didn't load because I loaded this car first and Content Manager is a piece of crap and doesn't load everything correctly. Whatever. I'll just show you a real life example. Okay, look. I want to remind you guys that this Shacken sticker, this was not in the original ae86 in Gran Turismo, which is where this model comes from. This was not in the original car, which means that they went out of their way to research this, find it, and make it. Now check out, like, the first thing that appears when I search it up. The fucking backside that actually tells you, you know, this right here is a Japanese inspection sticker. Basically, every 2 years, there's a compulsory vehicle inspection, and every 2 years, you've got to go to a place and get your car serviced, and they put this sticker on you, telling you when your next service is. So, like, you know, this will say the service was provided at this time, and then this is when the next one is. This is, like, the day. I think this is the month, actually. I don't remember. I think this is maybe the day. I forgot. Day, the month, the year. You got to get it serviced by then. And even then, if this is meant to be a modern day, I don't think that's really right. I believe this is what modern day Shackens look like. I think this is more of an older design. I don't know everything about them, but I've researched them a pretty good amount. Now, this is the backside. And this is this as well. This is the Shacken. This is the Tenken, as far as I'm aware. I believe that they have different names, but they may be called the same thing. I've seen one site that referred to this as the Tenken, but never any other one, so I can't call that a fact, because I don't know if it really is a fact, but that's just what I've seen. And it is nice to have a term to distinguish this from this. You could call this the Shacken Circle and the Shacken Square, but Shacken and Tenken just, it sounds better. This is the inner layer, which says, like, this is where it was performed, you know, this is, like, the location. I forgot what this one says. This is, like, the date it was done, I think, and then this is the one where, well, no, I think that this is where it was done. This is the next one, and I think this is the serial number, which is, like, this. This is also related to the serial number. Yeah, here, look at this. This is the date it was performed. This is a serial number. This is a location of where it was performed, which is, like, the area and also the specific shop. And then this is going to be the day, the month, and the year of the next scheduled inspection. You have to do the inspection at this day. I think you have, like, this day and a week after to get it done, which is why sometimes Shacken stickers, if you ever pay attention to people's cars and see that they're Shacken, like, the day has moved forward a bit, it's probably because they did their Shacken, their next one, a little bit late, and so the day that it was valid until changed and moved a bit forward. And that's how sometimes the numbers can get changed, because to my understanding, that's how it works. It has been over a year, and I clowned on this, and I know that this guy has to know about this problem, because I clowned on it multiple times in front of his face. Like, this guy has literally personally reached out to me and said some shit to me. And I told him that this is wrong and you should fix this. Explicitly told him that, and apparently he still messed it up. Huh. Now there's a ball shape in the mirror. I believe that is new. I think that may be new, I'm not sure. I should probably copy this. I should copy this to my own 86, because my 86 coupe right now just has a straight up cylinder going in there. But if it had an actual ball that it, like, adjusts on, yeah, I should definitely write that down and copy that. I don't even have to rip the car to do that. I could just make that myself. Just make a ball, and then, yeah, I'm gonna definitely do that later on. So okay, so leather 2 in shit up. Really professional names, and by the way, I must say that calling your Venta Black back-facing N-World is just ridiculously stupid. Like, that's just ridiculously stupid. I would call it black or Venta Black. Venta Black. Oh, and by the way, I must mention it again. Absolutely no ridges on your window rollers. No ridges. No ridges on your vent adjusters. No screws or screw holes on the top of your gauge housing. I think there was a specific word. It was called, like, meter something. I don't even know. It was just weird. And then also, keychain that has nothing on it. It's just a chain that exists for no reason. And I already know that this does not have jiggly physics because it's connected to all the rest of the metal. So you make a keychain and then you don't even put an empty on it so that you can give it wobbly bit so that when you're drifting and stuff, this thing will flicker around like it would in real life. How can you be this dumb? I don't understand it. Like, what is the mindset behind making something like this, and then you miss something as basic as the damn inner layer for the shacking? Or you miss something like having the keychain being separate to give it wobbly physics. What's your problem, man? Why don't you... You just never learn. You just never learn. Oh yeah, and by the way, this is also obscure, but on the real ae86, there's a bit of a rubber bushing, and then there's a slight bit of metal on these AC levers. I'm gonna prove it to you right now. Give me just a second. Look right here. Bit of rubber, tiny bit of exposed metal. This is all metal. You know what my 86 has? It has the rubber part, which I'm not going to load or show. I'm not going to show or load it right now, because if I do, it's probably just going to crash showroom or something. But I can restart it and then show it then. And, yeah. This is just unbelievable. How's your stereo? Okay, I admit the stereo looks nice. I like the stereo. It doesn't look like they just straight up copied the Gran Turismo model necessarily, or if they did, they at least improved it a bit, because the original decals and stuff looked like complete crap. I might copy this and put it on something else, potentially. It's nice. Now, the gauge cluster still looks like crap. And I don't know exactly why it looks like crap. It just for some reason does. Like, I don't know why. It just, something about the way this thing looks, it just looks bad. And I don't know what to tell you, but it just looks bad. It just looks bad, man. It just looks bad. And you've still got generic ass bolts when in real life they're actually screws. Again, right fucking there, you can see that they're screws. Now, admittedly, mine just have straight up screws. I think the real ones have screws with a little circle thing that goes with it. I don't know what the term for it is called, but, you know, point stands. And, the seats have generic bolts as well. Mine have a bit more defined, bit more realistic looking bolts, but still the same kind of thing. And, Jesus Christ. I am legitimately disappointed by the fact that after all this time, this motherfucker has still not learned and made the inner shacking layer. Especially because one of the friends that this guy works with, a guy called Zeno. Jesus, my throat is congested. Let me find it real quick. I think I can search it and find it. Alright, yeah, check this out. Zeno's Cars, Nissan Silvia. This guy actively works with him, and I know it. You know what his car has? A fucking inner layer on the shacking. It's not made that well. The font is absolutely wrong. And I don't know if what is right here is even accurate. But look, this motherfucker, this mod came out before, way before, February 5th. And even if it was only added in an update, that was still July 5th. Over a full... Well, wait, no. Hold on. No, not over a full year, because I'm pretty sure it was released this July. Not the last one. But even still, that was multiple months ago. And, this guy actively works with him, and neither he offered it, nor did ebissous ask to use this texture when they have it. Why? Just, why? How I don't even understand the logic. I'm not even going to get hung up on it, because the more I think about it, the more pissed off I'm going to get. This Momo course texture. I think that's right from Gran Turismo, and if not, it's been a little bit improved, but it's nothing crazy. And, are these 3D? Okay, these are 3D. You have my respect for that. Those are actually 3D indentions. They're not just a normal map. I respect that. The carpet logo now has a normal map indention, and what's fucking weird is that apparently this is still in 2K resolution, the one that's baked in, and yet for some reason, when I was looking at the car in the skins folder, the carpet logo right here is in 8K resolution. What the fuck? And it doesn't look like it's just been upscaled from 2K, because if it was, it wouldn't be this clean looking. You'd see like pixel issues. There are no pixel issues. So if they have an 8K version of the texture, why not use it on all of the skins? Why do you only have an 8K one on the silver one and not 8K for everything? It's gonna look it's gonna be inconsistent. Like, look, I'm gonna get really close to this texture, and I'm gonna switch it to the silver one. And, it actually doesn't even look better. It doesn't even look better. That's not what I expected. Maybe it just didn't load it. It may have just not loaded it. Sometimes Content Manager will just fail to load textures. It wouldn't surprise me if it just failed to load that. And also, what is this weird... What the hell is this? Are you guys, are you seeing this? Are you seeing? Oh my god. And I just realized it still says 8L. It fucking says 8L. And there's no hole in the fan thing. There's supposed to be a small hole in the middle of that. There's a very small line of empty space underneath these arrows that's still not there. It goes right into the car shape when it should be a very small gap. There's no arrows pointing up on the defroster symbol. The arrows are not curved, they're just straight pointing. In fucking 8L. Do you even know how air conditioners work? You have vent, heat, and balanced mode. Balanced. That's what BL would stand for. Instead, this bastard put 8L. That doesn't even make sense. 8L is not a mode in any air conditioner in the world. Oh my god. And then why is there this like weird line reflection? I think that's part of the climate thing. The climate thing. Because when I hide this, it gets rid of that. I think that's what it is. Wow. Okay. I don't know how that you managed to make this, because I'm pretty sure it was not present on the old Takumi one, which was way before. That I swear to God, that was not there. How did you manage to add that? How did you add a bug is beyond me. This AO map looks like it's been redone to some extent, because it looks different from the it looks different from the Takumi one. Just at a glance, that looks different. I don't know why my throat is so congested. I mean, at least the steering wheel looks fine. The steering wheel's fine, the stereo's fine. It seems like most of the things that have been added and implemented are, like, made well, but for some reason the old bugs were just not fixed. I have no idea why. Oh, by the way, in real life, I'm almost 99% sure that these plastic trims are not metal and they're simply plastic, because, again, if we go to my notes and I go down to, like, I don't know which thread I posted this in. I don't know if it was parts catalog or if it was the primary one. It must have been the primary one. I'm going to go down and ignore all this. We're going to get to where my thingy is. As you can see, I've been taking copious amounts of notes. Copious amounts of notes and research. I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. Check this out. You can see, this is plastic. Metal don't shine like that. That's plastic. And again, you can see that this is like peeling off. Plastic would peel off like that. Metal would not peel off like that. And again, it's just, look at the way it shines. Like, metal doesn't shine like that. It doesn't shine like that. This is not metal. This is plastic. I'm almost 100% sure because I've had people talk about their plastic window trims peeling off because the plastic is breaking down. Metal wouldn't do that shit. And you can see, again, underneath it is like a silver part where the plastic goes onto. And in some cases, you have part of it that's plastic and then part of it is rubber. Everything here is all metal, which technically makes it doubly wrong. Again, I don't know about the window trims for the hatch, but I know about the window trims for the coupe. Trims for the coupe. And it appears that the coupe has plastic, and then rubber. This has metal, and also metal. Now, what if I want to go and find this out, yeah? I can probably find it fairly quickly. Yeah, this looks like this is probably a hatch. Hatch left rear quarter panel glass. Look at this. Looking at it, it doesn't even look like it's metal or plastic. It looks like it's frickin' rubber. Again, I can't see the whole thing. I have to see the whole thing. Let's take a look at it. This looks like it's rubber too. Like, I don't know if this is some kind of generation thing where Kooky had, you know, plastic trim and then fucking Zinky had rubber trim or some bullshit, but 3-door quarter glass molding. Check this shit out right here. This is literally surface level. I'm not even breaking out the parts catalog and searching part numbers. I'm literally just searching up the basic term, window trim. I didn't even specify hatch. I just said window trim, and I'm already finding, you know, pictures which provide evidence that this is false. And I'm finding this crap in literally seconds of searching. I look for seconds, and I find evidence that disproves that this is right. Whatever, man. Whatever, man. I think I've just about scanned this car from head to toe. And you know what? All this text here, E6 4251 LR Toyota 1228 E-Key, you know, all of this shit, I haven't found it. I don't know where this is. 2010. Where is this at? Where is that at? 2012 46R. Where is all this at? Where is this text at? Where is all this text at, dude? I have an idea it might be on this. Oh my fucking god. You actually cannot be serious with me right now. There is legitimately no shot that I'm witnessing this. The negligence level is absolutely fucking baffling if this is true. Check this out. You see this right here? This looks like a higher definition version of the text that goes on the back license plate light. I'm gonna prove it. I'm gonna prove it right now. This is just straight up negligence. You literally have the fucking texture in the car, sitting there, and you don't use it? Look at this. 1279, E6, 8302, E6, 5119, Toyota 12224. Now check this out. License plate glass, Toyota 12179, E6 8302, E6 5119, Toyota 12224. It's literally right there. And now let's go look at this. Instead, you have the extremely poor quality, and also technically not even accurate, this. When you literally have the texture that you should be using, and already possess right here. Oh my god. This is why I make fun of this guy. This is the only reason. You can't say that you're trying when you make something like this and then don't even apply it to where it should be at. How do you even make mistakes like this? How do you even do this? How do you even make mistakes like this? I'm about to throw a fit. I'm about to literally, this guy clowns on everybody. The guy who made this clowns on everybody for the stupidest of things. He clowned on me in his stream once. I didn't respond. But he said, like, your mod has all these objects. Buddy, who cares if I have 5,000 objects when you literally have a texture for what you should have on your license plate light sitting in your car and you just don't use it? Like, do you have that? Did someone make that for you, and then you just didn't connect the dots that it's supposed to be put here and just like went, I don't know what that's for. Are you fucking stupid? You think that I'm dumb because I have a lot of objects on my car that's not even really optimized, like hasn't even been tried to be optimized? I could have dropped that down by several hundred if I actually wanted to optimize it. It's like that on purpose because you can easily delete any individual object for the sake of making modding the car easier. It's a base car that has this on that. It's meant so that if you want to delete the rear seats, you can just go pop, 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 delete it. You don't have to actually go in Blender and, you know, separate all this and then delete that. It's meant to be easily modifiable. That's the point of everything being individual objects, and therefore why the object count is so big. My friend, you have 186 objects yourself. I don't see how you can be talking shit. You have 1 million poly. I don't see how you can be talking shit. You have 98 materials. I don't see how you can be talking shit to me when you have all these issues yourself. Oh, and not to mention, by the way, if this is supposed to be a GT Apex, which I know it is, GT Apexes didn't have blue tinted glass. That's the fucking GTV that had blue tinted, green tinted glass. The GT Apex has bronze tinted glass. If you look at the brochure, I don't know if I can find it really fast, but I know I sent a picture of it somewhere. The GT Apex has bronze glass. It literally says it in the motherfucking brochure that it has bronze tinted glass. Again, I don't know if I can find that on the spot because it's a small picture and I probably sent it. I don't even know when I may have sent that picture somewhere. But the GT Apex JDM ae86 has bronze tinted glass. It's in the brochure. So it's literally not possible to argue that it's incorrect when it's in the fucking Toyota brochure official. You can't even tell me. You literally can't tell me it's wrong. Because it's officially endorsed. It's officially claimed by Toyota. The GT Apex has bronze tinted glass. That's official information. You can't tell me it's wrong. You literally can't tell me that it's wrong. If it's in the brochure. You can't tell me it's wrong. Again, I probably can't find it because I have no idea when I sent that and what place I even sent it in. Like, I don't know when I sent that crap. I don't know when I sent the picture of it saying that the glass is bronze. But just take my word for it. Take my word for it. If you're really curious, go look up 86 brochures and have a gander. You'll probably find it where it says the 86 Apex has bronze glass. You'll probably find it. The only explanation for this is if for some godforsaken reason the owner of this car replaced all of his glass with GTV glass. That would be the only reason, is if this bastard literally replaced all of his window glass with GTV glass on his GT Apex 86. That's the only thing. Oh yeah, and by the way, this for some reason still has little dips in the black paint. There's still little dips in the paint. Which, honestly, I'd rather it look a little polygonal than there be fucking dips in it. The dips look even worse than it being a little bit polygonal. I would still rather there be polygonal looking ass things on it than there be dips. Physics by Mono. That's a name I've not heard before. Let's see if he knows his shit. In fact, I'm going to take a quick gander right off the bat. Let's unpack the data for this car. Oh, wait, it's not even packed. Not surprising. Suspensions. It's not cosmic suspension. Well, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed. Drift. EB1600 GT Apex. I'm going to drive the car, and I'm going to see if it drives like a piece of ass, or if it actually feels like an A6. And if I post this video on YouTube, which I probably will, I'm almost guaranteeing that the guy will show up and talk shit, but never actually acknowledge the flaws I've pointed out. I'm not just clowning on your car because I can, dude. I'm offering constructive criticism. Every single thing that I've pointed out, I've literally said what's wrong with it and how you could fix it. The taillight glass being wrong, just take that normal map and make it for the taillight glass so that it works for that. Just do that. It's not that complex. For the keychain, either remove it because it doesn't even have anything connected to it, it's pointless, or separate it from the rest of the objects, put an empty right here, and then give it wobbly bits so that when the car is moving, it'll flick around like a real keychain would. Oh, and by the way, this is still red. This is supposed to be yellow, orange in real life. That's also wrong. Oh, and another thing, this animation is wrong. This right here is the lights on switch. This is the pop-up switch. This is the switch that you go to turn the pop-ups up without actually turning the lights on for when you're maintaining them. Like when you're trying to switch the lights out or whatever, if you just want to drive during day without burning your bulbs, but you still want the, you know, the lights up, kind of like I like that. I like doing that. I know other people like doing that because pop-up lights are cool as hell. That doesn't work. Oh, and you know what's even fucking stupider? No, look at this. Okay, so check this out. This is the maintenance switch. I'm going to turn the lights on. It goes to the maintenance switch. And look at that, they're skipping too. Or at least they were. Hold on, let me see if I can do that again. Yep, they're doing the skipping thing. They're doing the skipping thing. Oh my sweet God. So check this out. You mess up that the lights on switch is turning on the maintenance switch, which is to have the pop-ups up without the lights being on. Now there's a button that turns the pop-ups up without the lights being on, which is what this switch should do. What happens? It doesn't even move. You have an animation that turns the lights on to the maintenance mode, which is what this is, and then you have the button that activates this mode not play that animation. But you have the animation play for the lights on mode, which is supposed to be this. How do you do this? How do you do this, man? I don't want to be rude, but after someone's rude to me, because the guy was, I'm gonna clown on you if you do something stupid. And I'm gonna save the best part for last. Just wait. And wait till later. We got Toyota Timberlight. Asahi. M273.20. This is pretty well made, but I'm gonna argue that I probably did it better. I'm gonna argue that I made mine better. Oh my sweet God. This is ridiculous. It's actually really funny that he made the exact same thing I made. This must mean this is a Kanto Works 86. This is a 86 built in the M21, M22 plants. Because from what I did with researching this, all the 86s that had Zone Light Asahi, Temperlight Asahi, they were built in M22/M21, which is in Kanto, aka the Kanto Works factory. And the 86s that had everything with Nippon Safety on all the windows, those were built in Japan, aka the A54/A52 plants, which are probably Nippon plants. I don't know what the actual plant's called, but it's the Tokyo plants. So if this car actually had a VIN plate, it would have to start with the number 5. Because 5 at the beginning of the VIN plate designates Kanto, and 0 at the beginning of the VIN plate designates Tokyo. So that's a really obscure thing, but just keep that in mind. Just something to keep in mind. But I respect the fact that he at least got everything accurate. Like, you know, the quarter glass is 33. Why did my graphics just die? My graphics just died. My graphics literally just perished. Wow. The car made my graphics perish. The only other car that has ever done that is my coupe. And he wants to cry to me about optimization when his car just made my graphics literally blow up and stop working. Yeah, alright, buddy. Alright, man. Whatever, man. But on the real glass, yes. Okay, here's something wrong. Again, this is something that was not on the original car, and if you research the car, I have no idea how you could mess this up, because you would have found this out when researching the car. On the right side glass, it's the wrong way. It's the wrong way on the right side glass, and I will prove it with photo evidence right now that that's wrong. Right now, I'm gonna prove it. Give me just a second to find it because I take a copious amounts of notes. Check this out right here. This is the left side. That's normal. That's how it's supposed to be. It faces that way. Now, if I can find it. I know I took a picture of it somewhere. This is the right side glass. It's facing the other way. It's readable like this from the inside, but not the outside. That's one. And if you think it's just an outlier, it's not. It's not an outlier. Again, left side, left door, faces like that. And now, again, this was from glass on a GTS SR5. Right side, glass is facing the other way. And also, I think the general positioning is wrong. I think this should be a little bit higher up. It's not right down there. It's a little bit more centered, from what I can remember. And I think it's actually overall just a little bit bigger as well. Like, look at this. This is way away from the corner of the door. That's totally away from the corner of the door. Here, it's right in that corner. It is nestled in that corner. It is right in that corner. Here, it's all the way out here. And it generally is just a bit small, honestly. It should be a bit bigger than this. So the sizing is wrong. The numbers are right. 34 for doors, glass. 33 for quarter glass. And zone light, 02 for the front windshield. This is correct. The numbers are right. But you fucked up the fact that it's supposed to be mirrored on the right side. It's not supposed to be like this. This is wrong. How does this guy keep researching things and implementing them with high quality? Like, the texture itself is good, but the implementation is terrible. It's not facing the right way. It's not even positioned correctly, and it's probably not sized correctly either. How can you keep making these dumbass mistakes? Again and again, it's been over a year since Takami's ae86 released. I would have thought you have learned by now to put some more thought and research into the things you make, and apparently you did not. You apparently did not, and probably will continue to act like an ignorant buffoon and put, like, level 1 levels of research in. And by level 1, I mean basically glance at it and think, okay, it must be like this for everything. And then you make everything without actually confirming if it really is like that. Oh yeah, and by the way, this is wrong too. I'm not that upset with this one because this is a really, really small thing. This is a really, really small thing. But on the actual dome light, again, once I find it, it has text that says on, off door, and there's an actual little lever and a cut-in for that lever to move. There's no text and there's no cut-in and there's no lever. My ae86 has it, by the way, and I'm not even that great at modeling, and yet I can make that. I made the cut-in, I made the lever part, I added the text, and I'm not even that good at modeling. And the motherfucker, the guy works. This guy works with good modelers, and I think to an extent he himself has some decent modeling skill himself, and he could not see that, identify it, and make it. Fucking beyond me, man. It's beyond me, man. I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know. Now, this is the moment of truth. This is the moment of truth, man. Is the thing that I made a video about him, an entire meme, which I milked to death, honestly. I made this meme countless times. Does it have a shift animation? Wow! It actually has a shift animation. Oh my god, I was honestly expecting it to not have one. I was actually expecting it to not have one. I was honestly expecting it to not have one, and I was about to bust out laughing. I was about to literally throw off my earbuds and start walking out of my room busting out laughing. He actually listened. Oh my god. He actually listened to one criticism. Actually listened. He made a shift animation. It's not fully animated, but I don't expect that. I didn't expect that. When I first critiqued it not having a shift animation, I did not expect it to have a fully moving gear stick. That's a very rare feature that few cars have and is complex to do. I don't expect everyone to have that because I'm not a ridiculously high standards person. Unless you're claiming that your mod is the best mod ever made, I'm not going to expect something like that. But this guy was like low-key claiming it was basically the best ae86 mod, the Talk Me one at the time, and it did not even have a basic shift animation. A basic one. Which is what I thought was so ridiculous, is that such a basic animation that if you know what you're doing, you can make this in like 20-30 minutes, maybe an hour if you're slow. But it's not that hard to make, and it's not that hard to learn how to make either. Like, I didn't know how to make a shift animation, and I went from not knowing how to learning and making one in like 2 or 3 hours. It wasn't that hard or long to do it. It really wasn't that complex. It wasn't that difficult to do it. And this mod that in the description said, don't leak 4 years of work, please. 4 years of work, and you couldn't learn in 3 hours at most, maybe, how to make a basic shift animation and implement it. And it took you 4 years and nobody pointed out that we don't have a shift animation. We should make one. It's not that hard to make one. Even if we didn't know how to make one, we could learn it within, you know, an hour or two and make it. And you didn't do it. That's what I thought was stupid. That's why I clowned on it. It wasn't an unjustified, you know, bare bones grasping for straws criticism, grasping for something to make fun of because I don't like the guy who made it. I had literally nothing against this guy. When this mod first came out, ebissous, I had literally nothing against him. I liked his FC mod. I thought the FC mod that he made drove extremely well, and I still think it does. I love the way that FC mod feels to drive, and it looks pretty good. Didn't have a shift animation either, but I didn't really care. It didn't bother me that much at the time because I didn't know who the guy was at all. And didn't even care. I just thought the FC mod was nice, and it drove really, really well, and DDM made the physics, and DDM knows what they're doing, so really, I should just thank DDM and not him. He made the car, but honestly, I could give less of a crap. I only liked the car that much because the physics were so damn good and so enjoyable. That car had the best brakes ever, bro. You could turn that thing into a corner and tap the brakes a bit, and it would make that thing turn on rails. It was amazing. I love the way that car feels. I have to respect him for getting DDM to make those physics, and they made those physics god tier. That shit is amazing, and I love the way it handles. But the Takumi 86 in comparison, I don't know who made those physics, that thing felt ridiculous. That thing was so unsatisfying to drive because even on like the eco tires, which were like the worst ones, you could just floor the gas and steer and do nothing but steer, flooring the gas the entire time, and you would be able to drift and not spin out. You could full throttle literally everywhere and only use the steering, and you wouldn't spin out. It felt so unsatisfying because I was literally just steering, not using my pedals at all, not braking mid-turn, not throttle, modulating throttle control. I didn't do nothing but full throttle and turn. It was so unsatisfying and I hated it. It was fast, sure, but it was not satisfying. I didn't really like it. It wasn't satisfying. The clock has no dots, but that might just be because I modified the font. It could be because I modified the font that this car uses, which is the DDM Digital Italic. It could be because of that. I don't know. But that's the only reason I complained about that, is because this car was 4 years of work, and it's the best 86 mod ever, and it doesn't have a fucking shift animation. Which, by the way, like every other 86 mod that has come out, SimT, CabT, ZP, which is technically just SimT modified. Both of those 86s, even the fucking DDM11 from like 2019 or whatever, came out and had a shift animation. And those mods were way older, not nearly as well developed, like is spent as long on. I'm sure of it. Just because the quality, if you spent 4 years on SimT, the quality would have had to have been better than that. And they had shift animations. In this 4-year, quote-unquote 4-year, I still don't believe it because the development cycle sounds like some bullshit. If it really took 4 years to make what they made, I could have probably made... If I was converting the GT7 car from scratch myself with my current experience right now, I could have probably made the car that he made within a year, if not less. It's not that complex. It's really not that insane. Like, that car could have been made in half the time. I honestly feel like it could have been made in half the time. Like, I could believe it if you had an actual breakdown of what happened throughout all that time. Because my car, my coupe, has had a long development cycle so far. It's been months and months and months. And I can't really, you can't say it's some bullshit just to try and garner sympathy. Like, oh, it's been 4 years, please don't leak it. Like, you're just trying to get sympathy. Like, oh, I shouldn't leak it, he spent 4 years on it. That'd be horrible. You could just be saying that to try and deter people from leaking it because of their sympathy. When you have no actual facts of, like, year 1, we did this, year 2, we did this, day by day by day, this is what happened. If you actually documented the 4-year development process and cycle, I'd have believed it more. But there's zero anything to that. And plus, 4 years ago, it was like 2022 or 2023 when it came out. 4 years ago, it would have been like 2018, 2019 or something. That's like right around the time GT... Well, no, wait. I forgot. I always forget when GT Sport came out. When did GT Sport even come out? 2017, yeah. So I guess, no, that timeline does make sense. I always think that it came out in 2019, but it was 2017. But yeah, I was going to make an argument that, like, if it was 4 years, it would have been being worked on since the moment the game came out, basically. But no, that's wrong. I always remember it being that year for some reason. But anyway, yeah, the development cycle seems like some bullshit. I have no idea why it would have taken 4 years to make what they made. I mean, it's good, yes, it's good. I admit that it's good. A lot of things I have copied from it, the good stuff, but none of the bad stuff. All the bugs on this car and the Talk Me one, I could probably fix them within a week. Like, if this motherfucker sent me the car files, I could fix all of his bugs within literally a week for both of these cars. And also just tell him, hey, do your research and don't assume things, because almost every time I've assumed something, it ended up being wrong because Toyota is weird and cars are weird. Double check everything. You want to do window glass? Don't just look at one piece of glass and assume every other one is the same. Check every single window for both sides individually. Check every window. Go to the parts catalog. Look at the parts individually, part by part. Inspect them closely. Really look into them. If you want to make something like this, really, please, really do your research and do your due diligence. And make sure that what you're making is actually right. And by the way, is the mirror still in the cockpit HR node? Yeah, they fixed that. Or no, they didn't fix it. They didn't fix it. I'm pointing this out because since this is in cockpit HR, it means that Rain won't get on this. I don't know if that's on purpose, but Rain will not get on the mirrors. Even though they're outside where rain would fall, there will be no rain hitting these mirrors. I don't know why, but there won't be. So, actually being serious now, I've critiqued the hell out of this car, and not a single thing I've said has been totally unjustified. Everything that I've talked about has been, hey, this is fixable, and you could do it, and it's not that hard to do. I haven't made any ridiculous, you know, unrealistic expectations. Like, you know, I expect every single thing to be fully animated. I expect the under chassis to be 1-to-1. I expect every single thing to be made. I'm not being ridiculous with my expectations. I'm saying I'm setting some basic expectations. I have some basic expectations, and all I'm saying is that this and this. Do this and that, and it works. It's not that hard to do. And again, I don't know why my throat is so congested, but anyway, as for tuning options, we have absolutely fucking nothing. We have brake power, not even bias. We have brake power, fuel, and tire pressure, which you can for some reason set as far as 100. Who the fuck is gonna set their tire pressure to 100? Who is gonna do that? I don't know. Maybe if you're trying to drift or something. Maybe if you're trying to drift like really hard. I don't know. Oh, and by the way, this is still not connected. I'm almost 100% sure that in real life, turning the lights on will turn on the bumper lights as well. You can turn them on individually, but I have my car set up so I can turn this on individually from the lights, but they still turn on with the lights. It should be like this. That's what it should be like. It should be connected. I'm just hitting both buttons at the same time as an example, but it should be connected. And then I think 9 was the dome light or something. Or 0 is the dome light. Oh, another thing, by the way. The bulb of the dome light is exactly centered. Guess what? Guess what, man? On the real one, if I can find a picture, I'll see if I can find one. I thought I had sent one, but maybe I didn't. I don't know if I feel like finding it. It could take a minute. Maybe if I looked in the parts catalog thing, I might have posted it there. I don't know. I'll search for a second, but I don't really expect to find it, because past this point I was done messing with it, so I don't even need to. Look, I don't feel like finding the image, but if you want to find it, you can find it. I'm sure you can. But the dome light is actually like a little bit to the right. The actual position of the light is a little bit over here. It's more like in this area. It's just moved slightly off. It's not perfectly centered. It's a little bit to the right from this angle. That's it. It's a very small thing, but that's it. So, how does this car actually drive? And what's the sound like? Oh my god. It's literally just the DDM11 sound. I expected something unique. I expected to hear something unique because the last car had a unique sound. The ae86 did. This is literally just the DDM sound. It's literally just the DDM11 sound. Oh my god. Drop my armrests and let's give it a whirl. Does it actually drive anything like an 86? I'm gonna find out. Oh, it still feels like it has a steering kit. What the heck? This feels so weird. The steering feels awful. What is with this steering? It feels so awkward. The way the car catches itself is what feels weird. I feel a very weird force when I catch the car. Like, compared to my coupe, at least, and some other cars I've driven, the force when I catch the steering wheel is just weird. When I'm catching the angle of the drift, when I actually control the angle, something feels really weird about it. And this is so easy. This is so easy to control. I have pretty bad tires, I can feel it, and I still need to barely do throttle control. I barely need a throttle. Better yet, let's just full throttle it and see how much I can drift with steering only. Okay, well, not long. That's good. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. And I just realized that my desktop audio is turned off, and I'm not actually recording any sound. Let me actually unmute that. Okay. Now, let me make sure it's on the right thing. Yes, it is. So, yes. Now you can actually hear the sound, which is the DDM engine. It's just the DDM engine sound. It's just the DDM engine sound. So, let's do a more full throttle braking drift. Lost that one. Let me go in interior cam so you can actually see my wheel movements to see what I'm steering like. This doesn't really feel like a stock 86. I feel like a stock 86 in real life would understeer a lot more than this. This thing is oversteering like crazy. I don't really feel like a real 86. Again, I've never driven one. I've never driven a real life stock GT Apex Shredder, nor do I doubt hardly anyone else, if anyone has ever driven one who actually makes the physics for these cars. But I've always heard that the 86 is a rather understeery car, and look at how this thing turns. I barely turned it at all, and it started oversteering at a slow speed. No, look, we're doing that again. We're doing that again. If I can't turn this corner without it starting to drift, I will left. And there's no way this is realistic. There's no way a real 86 stock would do that. I don't know if it's meant to be stock or if it's meant to be like lightly tuned or something, but I thought the description said it was like OEM Plus. And there's literally no shot that in the 80s, even in the 80s, would they have a car where the suspension starts oversteering when I barely turn it? And I wasn't even going that fast. Like, I was doing like 80 kilometers or something. Let's try to 60. It just oversteers to a ridiculous degree. Like, look at this. I am barely turning the steering wheel. I'm turning it like 20 degrees and I'm oversteering. Look at that. Do I even need to turn the steering wheel? Look at this shit. Look at this oversteer. What kind of oversteer is this, man? Yo, what is this? What is this, bro? This is insane. Alright, lights on. Lights on. Let's take a look at this bastard at nighttime. Let me drop the pure planner tonight. Huh. This is interesting. It has no light reflection. Like, I don't know if it's because I've changed my graphics settings or something, but on the Takumi 86 there used to be like some light shining on the bumper and light shining inside the bumper around this area. I don't know if that was removed from the Takumi 86 or if it only worked because I had different graphics settings, which I've disabled recently because I started using a 4K monitor and I play in 4K resolution now. And my original graphics settings I used at 1080p were too demanding and I would lose FPS. I mean, that could be it. Refraction for the taillight glass is abysmal, but admittedly mine is kind of bad as well, but I am going to try to tweak it, and I probably can make it better, and honestly, my refraction still looks better than this, even though I have not tweaked it yet, and it will look even better when I actually do tweak it. But yeah, and for some reason, oh, never mind. For a sec I thought I couldn't see the text, but no, you can see the text is there. You can see the text is there. What is the alpha channel for this, by the way? The alpha channel. It's the text straight up. I was wondering if it had some kind of special alpha channel filter, but no, it does not. It does not. Well, that's about all I have to say. I will probably not be using anything off this car. And it also looks like the odometer is not even coded, because if it was, I'd have had something on there by now. So the odometer is just stuck at 0 forever, I guess. And fucking 8L on the air conditioner. And there's no light of any kind shining down on the plastic or nothing. Mine doesn't have that either, but I am going to add it. Like, I do want to add lights so that when this is on, it'll actually kind of shine and light up the interior a bit in this area. Like how it would in real life. Like, I have a picture of someone's center console, and it has some light. Like, there's light shining in the cockpit. I want to make this. There's no light shining from the dashboard either. Not even a little bit of light on the steering column. There's nothing. Nope, nothing. No light. Oh, and another thing is that the fucking light symbol is not even lit up either. The bright symbol works, but the fact that the lights are on because there's an actual symbol on the cluster that says lights, and it comes on when the headlights are on, that's not coming on. Is that even on the dashboard texture? It's not even on the dashboard. The lights, the light symbol that would be here is not even there. And I think there was another symbol here, like oil. Wasn't there an oil symbol here or something of that nature? I believe there was another symbol here as well. It's not even on the cluster. Jesus Christ. And then also, this lights up, which it is not supposed to light up. This is not supposed to light up, man. That does not light up. Countless issues, which I have called out before over a year ago, are still in the fucking car. You just don't learn. And I know that you've seen me call this stuff out because you've actively responded to me and searched me out, hunted me out and responded to me and clowned on me for stupid shit. So you know that these are in the car and these are issues you should fix, and you just did not fix them. I don't know if it's out of spite because I'm the one who called it out, or what, or you're just ignorant, or you're just stupid, or you're just forgetful, but I'm done. I have my own car to work on, which is going to end up being better than yours and much more detailed, I promise you. I'm done looking at this shit. Have a good day. And to all the witnesses, you know, the people who are not involved in this car who just happen to see this, just keep in mind what you'll get out of $5. This costed me $5.50. This was like €5, $5.50 USD, whatever. Keep in mind that you pay for a car like this, and you're going to still have all these inaccuracies. And you know what? It's encrypted as well, I can guarantee you. I didn't even actually look to see if it was. I didn't even check it. Out of memory. Fucking bullshit. Fucking out of memory. I love when that happens. I can promise you, yeah, it's encrypted. So that's not even like a selling point that it's unencrypted and it's a base car that you could use for your own car. That's not a selling point either. That's not a selling point. So, just keep in mind that that's a $550 car, and my coupe is gonna come out within a month or two probably from now, and it's going to be better than that. And I'm eventually going to make all my 86s as good as my coupe, and they will end up being better than that right there. And they're all going to be free, and they're all going to be unencrypted. It's going to take some time. I got to cook it up. But it will happen. Especially when I've got a little bit of help from my friends. Not a lot of help, but some help. They can definitely help me out with some things. I will cook up some of the best shit you've ever seen. You just got to give me some time. I will outdo this and make it free and unencrypted. There will literally at one point be zero reason for you to buy any of these guys' mods. And he does not deserve your money. And I hate the fact I had to spend money just now, but I needed to find out what was in this car and if the issues that I had recorded in the past were still there, which every single one of them was, and there were even more issues I detected, except the shifter having an animation. That is the one and only thing that was fixed. In a whole year of time, over one I think, since I first looked at the original Talk Me 86 and critiqued it. And one thing has been fixed. One thing. One thing has been fixed. And this guy has the audacity to clown on me? When you point out an issue to me, I remember that and I do whatever I can to fix it when I've got the time to. Almost every issue that people have pointed out about my cars has been fixed on my coupe. And eventually will be fixed on every other car as well. It's gonna get fixed. And it's taken less time than over a year to fix the problems that people have pointed out to me about my cars. Inaccuracies. Missing things. I've added them. I've fixed them. I have done better than this man. And he has the audacity to clown on me and to think he's better than me. Unbelievable. Assetto Corsa modding community is some of the worst people I have ever fucking seen on the earth. And I hate 85% of them. Goddamn. I hope you have a good rest of your day, evening, morning, night, wherever it is that you live at and what your time is, your time zone. Time zones suck ass and prevent people from having fun together because we all have to sleep at different times simply because of where we live, and that's some bullshit. And especially with me and my Romanian friend, my boy Raul, that especially sucks because I can hardly see the guy because of time zones. Time zones suck. But, again, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, evening, night, morning, wherever you may live and wherever you may be, whatever state you may be in, and have a good, I'm being redundant. I'm just going to go.